evening, YouTube model railroader fans, budget model railroader fans, and whoever happens to else. Let me try that one again. Evening, YouTube model railroader fans, budget model railroader fans, and whoever else happens to watch this wonderful brand of nuttiness. I'm Ray, and welcome to the Boeville, Newtown's vlog number 8. It happens to be, nonetheless, Sunday, July 8th. 2018, ba-dum-bum. And it's been a long time. Been a little busy, as I alluded to earlier this year. I had some things going on. I'm going to slide off camera here for just a second because I'm working on something. Give me a minute. Yeah, I know, I probably should have done this beforehand, but I actually came across and actually rebuilt a computer for the train room that came from my father-in-law's. As you all know, I lost my father-in-law last year, and we had picked up a couple things, and I've actually just this past week finished rebuilding the computer. The thing of it is here it is. I came down here earlier this afternoon and was getting ready to do all this stuff, and realized all my video editing stuff was still on the laptop. I had put the video editing software on here, but all the templates that I had were still on the laptop. Well, one of the other things that he had, which has been a huge help, is he has a USB or a SATA IDE connector thingamajig that goes to USB, and you just power up a hard drive, and you can transfer files. Well, that's what I did earlier. I transferred the stuff that I needed off of the laptop, put it onto the hard drive, and just got finished putting it onto the computer that's now down here, so I can do all my video stuff. And I don't have to worry about lugging around the laptop anymore, because this thing can stay down here permanently. Yay me. It only took me all week to get this done. But, getting back to what I've been up to, where I've been, so on and so forth. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to start with this. I know a few of you follow me on Facebook, the Boeville and Newtown group page, Friends of the Boeville and Newtown. I actually have a Facebook page specifically for the Boeville and Newtown. I'll go ahead and I'll link that down below. Become a friend, and then if you are a model railroader, I'll link you into the Friends of the Boeville and Newtown, and you can stay up to date just like everybody else. Ta-da! So for those in-between things, I usually try to post something up on there. You know, I think I'm not sure when the last vlog was that I did. I think it was actually back either the end of April or the beginning of May. So it's been almost 2 months, if not right around 2 months, since I did my last vlog, and there's been obviously good reason as to why I haven't been around. If you do already follow me on Facebook, at least either my personal or the Boeville Newtown Facebook pages, you know that my daughter was in for surgery over the Memorial Day holiday. Over the Memorial Day holiday, basically what it boils down to is she was born with a heart defect, and she went in for surgery when she was 5 years old. They did at that point in time, basically a temporary fix, and we knew going forward that she would have to have it done again, that the repair that they made wasn't permanent. Because the heart's still growing at that point. And they told us, when she's in her teens, we're going to have to go back in and do this again. Alright, fine. Well, she's 19 now. It was time to do it again. So everything went rather well with that. She's been basically, the last 6 weeks in recovery. She can't lift anything, can't do anything strenuous, can't drive, all that wonderful stuff. So she's coming up on the end of that. So that's a good thing. She's been doing really well, and she has been telling us, this is the best I've ever felt, which is a good thing. So we'll see how that progresses. It's something that she's dealt with. It's something that she's going to have to continue to deal with. But, it is what it is, and we just move forward. So that was the big reason why I haven't been on. The other reason is the fact that I just have not had, now that she's back home, she's going to be going to college closer to home now, so we've been working on getting her room straightened out and things of that nature, and then we were doing some other things. We've had, we've had 2 holidays. We had, 3. We had Memorial Day. I lost track. We had Memorial Day. We had Father's Day. Now we just had the 4th of July 4 days ago, which doesn't seem possible. But it is what it is. And like I said in the very beginning of this year, I wasn't sure how many times I was going to get down here. And to be honest, I'm still not sure how much I'm going to get down here. I think I've been down here in the train room. This is like the maybe 5th or 6th time. And the only reason why I was down here a couple of times was to go ahead, and I just went ahead and I needed a break. I just came down here and ran a couple trains around the loop, did a little bit of switching and then called it a night. And I did that maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times. So it was a nice little getaway down here in the, as the Bob would call it, a man cave, because that's what it is. Still looking at possibly doing some work on this thing. I know I said I was probably going to get to it this year. Well, probably not. I've got another project that I have to work on outside. It's something that's been eating me since I bought the house, or we bought the house 8 years ago. I've got this, what I consider like a chicken coop for a shed in my backyard, and I want to take that and make it into something that's actually usable, because right now it's not even usable. So what I'm thinking about doing is, when I go ahead to get the wood for that, I'm also going to go ahead and pick up some wood to be able to expand this thing, which brings me to another point. I know last year I kind of tried to do this. This year I'm definitely going to try and do it again. I'm going to be taking all my paper stuff down to Ocean City, Maryland, so that way, when I get 5 minutes or whatever, if it's nasty outside and we're not doing much, I can go ahead and just pull that stuff out and start drawing the new Boeville in Newtown, and see how that goes. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. I definitely want to get down here. I've got to do something with this. It's just not working out the way I originally envisioned. I know we've talked about this time and time again. This thing is just not... It was great when it was in the room. It's just not... In this particular room, it just doesn't work. And like I said, I've had that plan that I want to go with. I forgot what number it was. I think I was up to like 46 or 47. But I want to use that plan down here. I want to do that down here. And it's going to take a little bit of, it's going to take some doing, but I definitely want to do that. Another part of the reason why I really haven't done much with this is the fact, to be able to do it, I have to take everything off, which means I have to put everything into the boxes that are underneath the layout. Well, to move it, the boxes have to be moved. I've got no place to put them. So my wife and I, and actually my daughter too, we've been going through a purge, getting rid of stuff that we don't use anymore, that we don't need anymore. The place that we haven't touched yet, obviously, is down here. I do have I've got that storage area over here off to the side, and there's just stuff in there that just needs to be gone, and it needs to be gone through. So it's a double-edged sword. If I can get some of the stuff off of those shelves and get it gone, Some of the other stuff that's there, I could take outside and put in my new shed. Once I build a new shed, that'll give me some more space. More space, I can go ahead and start manipulating this thing a little bit and get this monstrosity up and running the way I want to do it. I want to take it to the next level. It's still a play toy. It's on the verge of a model railroad. It's just not there. I want to take it to that next level. I hate to put it this way, but I'm not getting any younger. Of course, then again, none of us are, but that's beside the point. In actuality, and I know I'm sidetracking myself here a little bit, but yesterday I was actually down here with my brother, because he's getting into a different hobby. He's actually getting into RC trucks and cars, and he had his wife bought him some extra batteries. Well, the batteries don't come with the connectors on them. You got to put the connectors on them, and he's like, I don't have the stuff to do soldering. I'm like, dude, I've got the stuff to do soldering. I said, bring the stuff over. I said, we'll spend the day. I says, and I'll go ahead and solder them up for you. You could do that? Dude, I've got an electronics degree. I think I can handle soldering a couple of connectors. You know, here it is. I had my magnifying thing on. I had the magnifying light down here, and I'm sitting there trying to solder these stinking things. I finally got it, and I did a pretty good job on them, but oh, what a pain in the butt. So, speaking of soldering, one of the other things I want to work on, obviously, still sitting here, it's actually on the other side of the iPad here, is that mashup locomotive, the GP9BL2. It's still sitting back here in pieces. I haven't done anything with it, obviously. So that'll be another thing that'll be coming up again, you know, if I get some more time that I can get down here and mess around. With all the heat that we've had, this is a good place to be because it's cold down here. And I like that. So, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, we do what we can. We do it, you know, kind of. I know that they really haven't gone anywhere, but I know that I haven't had a chance to be on some of the stuff that goes on during the week, and I know some folks have started doing some other things. In fact, well, let me back up a minute so everybody knows what I'm talking about. The YouTube model builders, their live shows, the only thing that they're doing now is during the week. You know, they haven't. I think they did have one special episode that they did on a Friday or a Saturday night. You know, that stuff's still running. It's just the fact that when it's during the week, I can't get on there. I don't have the time. I know that Sparky 107 is running a live show on Wednesday nights. I haven't been able to get in on that. Sorry, Sparky. I know Vinny Vids, he's doing something on Friday night that's BNSF 6951. I know he's got a live show or a live thing that he does on Friday nights. Haven't seen anything from Rail Talk TV. I think that the YouTube Model Builders eMag is stopped, and I think it's gone over to the Modelers Journal, which I just subscribed to. I haven't had a chance to look at that. I think their first issue came out yesterday. So, you know, we just, like I said, I know everybody's busy, and I mean, I kind of missed the old days of the once-a-month Saturday night shows, and you know, that gave me something to look forward to and kept my interest up. And I'm not saying my interest has waned, it's just the fact that I've just been so daggone busy, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyways. Although it would have been a nice escape. And I know I tried to do a live show once and it just didn't work out the way I expected it to. I don't know if I'll do it again. I know a lot of people were like, you ought to do it again. They were like, that was kind of neat, but like I said, I just don't know if I'd have the time to be able to do one. So, sorry, the computer just rebooted because it finished updating again. It seems like this thing is on a perpetual update. What I ought to do is show you the monstrosity that is now sitting underneath the monitor over here, but it's not that big of a thing. It's an old HP Pavilion. But one of the nice things is it's got USB 3s on it, which is something I've never had. So, anywho, 14 minutes in, I know the only thing I've really done was ramble. You know, those that did know about everything that was going on, thank you very much for your prayers. It was greatly appreciated. I really appreciate that. And of course, we all stuck around and look out for each other, so I know that that's a thing. But I'm going to stop it here because that's it. You all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. Be safe out there. God bless. We'll catch you next time. See ya.